Special thanks to Mr. Police Master, lead writer for Millennium Daydream, and bless the Illusions Lost dev team for keeping the dream alive. Also, 74% of you aren't subscribed, so if you can, please. It helps me a lot. Daydream in Black is a shining symbol of Hoi formatting set in a world where... Why is there an island in the middle of the Atlantic? What happened to Russia? What do you mean there's vampires? 600 years later, Japan is still split between the North and South courts, with the South being a corrupt industrialized state and the North having never heard of factories. Also, Japanese is written in this weird Portuguese pidgin, except for this one guy, who, mind you, is 8 when the story starts. Also, there's a village in the middle of nowhere that kills anyone that tries to get in. Why not? Korea's 1,000-year-old monarchy has gangsters and slaves. Manchuria, being under another 1,000-year-old monarchy, should have rebels in history. And China, having never been beaten up by the Europeans, never had a reason to modernize. The ports of Southeast Asia are technically Chinese, but are de facto independent. Why is the Mughal Empire still alive? I have no idea. Why are the Maldives one giant island? Stop asking questions. There's an island in the Indian Ocean split between socialists and Britain. Oh, did I say Britain? I meant Ephraim, because apparently British Israelites found the Ark of the Covenant in Ireland and used that as political capital to take over by the 1960s. If the Civil War breaks out, everyone shows up, including technocrats, Catholics, free flavors of leftists, loyalists, radicals, separatists, pagans, Satanists. They're not even safe from their own people, actually. Highlights include extreme worship of the countryside, mad artists of all stripes, gangsters, Gabe Newell, Margaret Thatcher, extreme feminism, and accidental release of cognitive hazards. The last one causes Ephraim's intelligence agency to take over and try to cover things up. Why did it take over when communists, a liberal deep state, founded the German government? There were aliens involved in the creation of the local United Nations. The Franco-Prussian War still happened and France became socialist. Reactionaries under Austria split off Lower Burgundy from France. Burgundy becomes a republic as well. Russia never reached Siberia because they can't build a navy to save their life. The Decemberist revolt still happened. UFO spotters, socialist mad artists, liberal Democrats, gangsters. God save Russia, for no one else can. And Yeltsin. Just Yeltsin. Italy never unified, Spain has just started its civil war, and the outwardly unassuming little relic known as Frisia Mauritania is run by vampires. So something about Roblox, I guess. Fascism refers to an ideology where only a dictator can protect everyone's civil rights. Portugal is in a civil war between two liberal factions, which doesn't stop it from taking over half of southern Africa. Because we like space-filling empires, everything from the Zambezi to the Cape is called Rhodesia. There are Armenians in Mozambique that have been there since biblical times that ride dinosaurs. Madagascar was taken by, of all places, Prussia. Egypt is still under British protection, and the Sahara was supposed to be a caliphate powered by oil. No one told the original developers that there is no oil in the Sahara. New Guinea is split between Prussia, Portugal, and far-right Prussian remnants. Prince Andrew, of all people, took over Hawaii. Yes, he brought his little friend with him. Even the communists there were insane. They used drug-tipped punchy sticks. Hyrule from Zelda is a thing. What were the devs on? New Zealand was never fully settled. Many people showed up to colonialize Australia, meaning that British Australia is, well, this. They are trying to fight Prussians, and Tasmania was taken over by a bunch of madmen. JFK is here for some reason. And Steve Irwin is here, I guess? America never adopted a constitution, so it's less a nation and more 50 of them in a trench coat. To give you a perspective on just how loose this thing is, Kansas still has slaves. Puerto Rico was British, and part of its independence war involved assassinating the Queen. Half of Cuba became Islamic socialist, the other half is run by corporations. Argentina is still British. Brazil turned socialist and is allied to France. The tip of Florida split off into a bandit state. Half of Mexico is American. The Zapatistas are Muslim. This is to be removed if you're asking. Austrians created alternate national socialism. Colombia is plagued with narco-communists. The Baha'is run Guyana. Rings, and Canada owns IBM, which crafted sentient AI. Vegas is run directly by gangsters. Oregon is a police state. New Hampshire still doesn't have votes for women. Indiana is run by slavery supporters. Progressive racist Virginia. Georgia is in the United Nations equivalent. The Mormons have views stuck in the 19th century. And Atlantis exists. Yeah, they share it with the British. So, what does post-war America look like? Normal people, trans Unabomber, whatever Reagan is doing, corporation. Brits, libertarian objectivism, UFO spotters, Scientologists, the spirit of teenagers, Christian fundamentalists, Israel. In America, by moral police, I mean excuse to shoot prostitutes, Satanist libertines, whatever this is, homosexual racism, Buddhist socialists. Yes, 2 new left groups. We did it. We ended the racism. Surrealist artist democracy. Satanist social democrat. Authoritarian progressive vampire Michael Jackson. Bill Gates, the spirit of teenagers, part 2. Italian mafia anarchy. Italian national socialist anarchy. Don't let the Italians near power. The progressive church. George Rockwell, the nonpartisan Navy admiral. Japanese America. Virginian furries, and child essay lovers. Also, Earthbound for some reason. Did I mention that corporate Cuba has Epcot for a capital and Canada has half of Siberia?